We are about to explore and get familiar with our user interface. After installing R, open it up, and this is the icon of the R software. Okay, so just double click on it and open it up. And this is the user interface that you should see. This window is called the R console. And the R console is where the commands that you ask R to do show up. This is where they are displayed as well as their output. So whenever you ask R to do or to perform a specific task, that task is going to show up in the console, and the result of the task as well is going to show up in the console. So this is the main reason why we have a console. For example, let us use our R console as a calculator. So right now, let me ask R to perform a very simple arithmetic operation, which is 2 plus 3. So 2 plus 3. So I am essentially asking R to, just like a calculator, to perform this arithmetic computation. And I press enter. When I press enter, I can see the result here, 5. Don't worry too much about this one for now. We will understand what it means later. But this is the output or the result of this command. Okay, let us perform a division. So 82 divided by 9. Enter, and this is the result of my computation. So again, the R console will show you the commands that you input and the output of these commands. So this is the user interface for R. But this is not what we're going to be using for all our work. R is very powerful, and whatever R has to offer can actually be accessed through this user interface. But the truth is that this user interface is kind of old. Okay, it is kind of archaic, and I mean, look at this. It looks like I don't know, a software that was developed in the 90s, 70s, or something like that. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to change our user interface. We want something a little more modern, and this is the reason why we installed RStudio. So RStudio is not a programming language itself. It is not a statistical package, but RStudio is just a software that allows us to use R in a more convenient way. Okay, so R is at the core, and RStudio is, if you will, the added features or convenient features, I should say, in order to use R more enjoyably. So go ahead and open RStudio. So right away you can see that the interface is a little more modern. When you open RStudio, what you see should be a little different from what you see here on the screen, because my background is dark, yours should be white, and I did it on purpose just to show you that RStudio is really a very modern website, a very modern software or user interface, and you know, it can be customized. You can do whatever you want with it. You can change the font, you can change the background, and you can do a whole lot of things with it. So this is just the reason why I kept my dark background, just for you to see the difference. Okay, so when you open RStudio again, this is what you see. This here is the console. So let us go ahead and type 5 times 7, and we have the result. Okay, or let's do 100 minus 89, and that's the result. So just as we used the console in the actual R software, we can also use the console in RStudio. Now, I said it again, but let me repeat it. RStudio is just a software, but under the hood, what is performing all these calculations is R. And this is the reason why in the previous video, you installed R before installing RStudio. So right here, you have your console. Over here, you have what is known as the environment. And the environment is a pane which will display all the objects that you will create or import. And this, what we're going to do is data analysis. So when you import data, for example, the environment is going to tell you, the data that you've imported, or if you create some new what is known as objects or variables. All these variables will be displayed here. So you see, it's very convenient, and that's the reason why we'll spend more time with RStudio, all our time with RStudio actually, because of these features. And over here we have the viewer pane. Now, whenever you create a plot, this is where the plot is going to be displayed. So it's very convenient once again. So this is the user interface of RStudio, and this is where we will spend all our time, and this is where all our work will be done.